6:30. So we will call this meeting to order. The mission of the Escambia County Schools is to provide learners with opportunities to graduate college and or career ready. I'm going to ask Vice President to lead us in the pledge of allegiance.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mrs. We want to take this opportunity, as always, to welcome all of you to our meeting, and hopefully you can glean something that's going to be encouraging to our stockholders.
And I would also like to extend my welcome. Thank you for all of our staff and our teachers, principals, and our central office staff as well, and our community that's here to support us throughout our meeting.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Motion. Second.
Been moved and properly second that the agenda be approved as presented. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. Approval of minutes for the following meeting, March the 20th, 2025. We have a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second. It's been moved and properly second that we approve the minutes for March the 20th, 2025. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. This time we're going to have our superintendent remarks.
I was just looking around for Miss Updike. I'm like, we want to recognize our Science Olympiad team. And you see that Miss Updike is sporting the team shirt. Here comes our kiddos. Miss Updike, if you'll take a minute to introduce your team. We want to just congratulate them on their great accomplishments. But I talked to Miss Updike and I was like, would you please have the kids come by? We are really, really proud of their work, and you guys are doing a great job. I want you to keep it up. I know we got our sponsors.
Yes.
Thank you. I see they're here.
So we're really excited because WSL Middle School used to be, I'm going to call us a powerhouse in Science Olympiad back in the day, okay? When Steve Lambert and Donald Harding and Dennis Hadaway, when they were there, well, they all retired. So last year we started back our Science Olympiad team. We had not had one in a few years, and COVID kind of threw a kink in that as well. So last year we competed, we got a bid to go to state last year. This year we got to go again. We were super proud of the kids. It's very competitive. So state is at Auburn University. There were 11 teams in the state that got to go, and we were one of the 11 in the middle school category. So we did not finish first, second, or third, but when we got back the total results, we had lots of 4th, 5th, and 6th place finishes in events, which is huge.
Awesome.
Okay, so we're very proud of that. But this type of it's a huge commitment. There's a lot of individual studying and that the kids do on their own. And we're missing a few members as well. We have a few that weren't able to come today. But this is Miss Blaney and Mr. Cook. They're 2 of our 3 sponsors, and they've just done a phenomenal job with getting this team going and back in the right direction. So we're excited for the future.
And we look forward to that. I can't wait to hear the next time that you guys place. But keep up the good work, because the competition makes you stronger.
Yes. Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. I do want to also, congratulate them again, because that is it's a very scary thing to go into a competition, particularly in science and math, and so I really commend their hard work. I also just going to take just a couple of minutes. We're going to highlight, WSL baseball team is playing Friday and Saturday. The high school WSL baseball team will be playing Tallahassee. They're playing right now. I thought it was tomorrow, and they changed the date again. There you go. So they're playing right now, as we speak, in the second round. Wilmington is also playing right now. Oh, now they just, okay. Well, what I wrote down a little bit ago was still true. All right, so, but they're playing tomorrow and Saturday then, okay? All right, so they've traveled to Auburn. I also want to just take a second, WS Neal's track, and WS Neal didn't send it to me, but I did see that they are also competing in sectionals on Friday and Saturday. Is that still true?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In Andalusia. So we're really proud of them. You know, our teams in track are just so competitive, and I just look forward to great things from our schools and our students that are competing. So I can't wait to hear how that turns out. And then I want to take a minute, and I know Dr. Cooper West is somewhere nearby, but and I know Ms. Wilson is out today, but Escambia County Career Readiness Center had a gold medalist just awarded for the cabinet making. That's Colby Lisenby. So that's an amazing accomplishment. He's actually a back-to-back gold medalist in the competition. Silver was Chloe Smith, and that was for CPR and nursing aids. Then another silver winner was Jonathan Stanley for action skills. So, we have kids competing and doing great things on all different levels. So I just want to take a minute to recognize them as well. So that's my brief good news for today.
Okay.
We have a lot of other great things going, but we're going to keep it brief. We've had a long meeting.
Though I'm bad on names, can you highlight those two staff, all of our administrative staff who earned their doctorate degrees
Yes.
during this month?
Yes, so actually this month,
Yes.
Dr. LaTanya Gill, who is our high school principal at Escambia County High,
Right.
earned her doctorate middle of March. So I think that was maybe the 18th or 19th. Dr. Jones earned hers last week. And Dr. Cooper West earned hers the week before. Yeah, yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, good job, good job. A lot of hard work. Yeah, so we're very proud of them as well. Yes, thank you. That is even more good news.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thank you, Dr. Collier, for those highlights. At this time, we have our informational item, the review of the monthly financial statement.
Right here, well, yes, we can, whatever you want to do, watch this. Let's see if this works. He's done your check. I'm gonna let you trade with me and then you can just
Sure.
mouse through, yeah.
Okay.
So, let me get you to where you can see it. Yeah, that's got your picture. So we need to zoom in on it.
We'll make it work.
Yes, sir.
We'll make it work. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
All right, I'm gonna bring you guys the financial report for February 2025. Getting those first reports here are our standard reports submitted to the state. So you get the 5 financial reports, your F1 through F3C. F2 here is the financial statement that summarizes our total revenues, breaking it down between the general, special revenue, debt service, capital projects, and money and trust. So far year to date, you can see at the end of February, $25.7 million of revenue has been received. Total expenditures overall for the district, about $26.4 million there. Factor in, transfer in, transfer out. We're about $651,000 as far as expenditures over revenues. Now again, there's several things that goes into play into this. We have a lot of carryover funds from last year for the grants and things like that. So we're required to spend that money by the end of this fiscal year. So while the balance will, as far as revenues and expenditures, stay negative, keep in mind the revenues are just a reflection of current year revenues that we receive from states and grants. And our carryover funds for stuff that we did not expend last year is built into this overall fund balance number. If that makes sense. Scrolling through those. So let's see if I can make that. If I can. There we go. you can see, the month before, the end of January, 5.21, in the, month's operating balance, and in February, 5.21 million, so not much change. Fund balance still staying the same. Overall expenditures, $4.2 million is what we're averaging. In the budget, original budget, we, think we had it slightly over 4.2 million. In the budget amendment, I believe we are gonna have to up it some, probably to maybe the 4.3, 4.4 range, but nothing huge, nothing alarming. But overall, everything looks good in the general fund.
We don't have markers.
Sir? No, we don't have martial support, no, sir.
It'll be next month.
That'll be next month. I have it almost done, but there's a lag there before we get the, before I get the debt service, payments from Regions. So it's about a month or so lag before I get that last time. To give you a full report. Again, just showing that in, the speedometer format, we can see we're still in the dark green there. Everything still looks good. That $4.2 million represents 5.2 months operating reserve. Again, we do have some expenditures planned to come out of this. So fund balance will drop down some, but nothing too alarming. Compared to where we were a year ago this time and 2 years ago this time, fund balance is up about 1.7 million compared to last year, slightly over $1 million compared to 2 years ago. Looking at it in bar format, you can see compared to years prior, the trend is still staying level or going up and holding strong. 2-year trend here. Make that a little bit smaller so you can see it. 2-year trend here. The line slightly goes down, but it's still nothing to be alarmed about. And then looking over a 12-month trend, you can see the line is actually up over a year's time as far as in the general fund, that fund balance. Now, year-to-date expenditures, again, like I said, we do have some carryover money that we have to expend by the end of the fiscal year, so we do expect our expenditures to be slightly more than the overall expenditures last year because we did receive more state money. So year-to-date, at the end of February, we're $446,000 more in expenditures compared to 2024 there. And then just the overall pie chart, you can see that we spend slightly over 75% of our funds in instructional services there in the blue part, instructional support services, the golden part, and then that green chunk there is what's called auxiliary services, but that's the best name for C&P and transportation. So overall, the financial outlook looks strong for the district. No surprises coming up this month or in March.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Any questions? Thank you. Thank you.
Well, and every time he presents that, and even today, we were working, just to make sure that, you know, what we're spending is planned for and that we all understand and we're documenting all those things. So I thank you again, Mr. Ford. Yes. We're so lucky. We have him
Thank you.
every day.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. Ford, for your financial report. And this report is received as presented, subject to audit. Consent items. Item number 1, approval of an out-of-state trip for W.S. Neal High School cheer team to attend camp in LaGrange, Georgia for from July 15th, 2025 through July 17th, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second. It's been moved and properly second that we approve item number 1 under our consent items, approval of an out-of-state trip for the W.S. Neal High School cheer team to attend camp in LaGrange, Georgia from July the 15th, 2025 through July the 17th, 2025. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. Item number 2, approval of an out-of-state travel for the superintendent to attend Power School Edge 2025 conference from July the 22nd, 2025 through July the 25th, 2025 in Nashville, Tennessee.
As most of you know, I'm a champion for Power School and I'm the only national advisor, so they always ask me to speak, so they pay my conference registration, or they comp it for me, and then all I have to pay is just to get there and be able to do that, and just pay for that conference, which has great updates for us as to where we're going.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second to approve, the out-of-state travel for superintendent to attend the Power School Edge 2025 conference from July 22nd through, 2025 through July 25th, 2025 in Nashville, Tennessee. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. Action items. Number one, approval of 2025 summer school salary schedule and summer, work hours.
So you have that in your packet, but that is to make sure that we pay our teachers for the summer school rate, and then all of our other employees that work during summer, so that is a difference from what's in our salary schedule, so we do try to give them a boost during the summer. The summer work hours, I know we've typically just presented it as informational, but I'm gonna ask that you approve it because it does require those 4 tens. So, in your memo, you have the hours that are laid out, 7 to 5:30, and so forth for our 8-hour employees, but also options on our 7-hour employees, for those 4 tens.
Motion to approve. Second.
It's been moved and properly second that we approve of the 2025 summer school salary schedule and summer work hours. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. Item number 2, approval of organizational change.
So, as you know, we've had those presentations from, the Lane Frog group that did our organizational review. So that is what I'm presenting to you, is just the kind of highlights of that to allow you to approve that for us as we move forward and restructure a little bit.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that we, approve the organizational change as presented. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. Item number 3, approval of the following positions. Guidance and support services supervisor, paid under the supervisor pay scale. Attendance, you wanna deal with these?
Yes, sir, I can. So, these are the 4 positions that maybe have a different name for them. But also, for the guidance and support services supervisor, that job description was attached for you in your packet. And I only noted for our purposes that scale that person's paid on, so that's why you're seeing that salary scale. That's for guidance and support services, but also for attendance, because we talked about our chronic absenteeism and the urgent need that we have to do something seriously to intervene and help our kids come to school. So dedicating a person for attendance, that will help lead that task force that I've talked to you about last month. Personnel administrator or supervisor, okay, that is a person that will be, responsible for certification and for employment, so that is that rename of the title. That's also in your packet. And then, the network administrator. So in the past, we have had technicians, and we haven't had anyone that specialized in supporting our network and monitoring that, so that's what that position is. So, that is a more highly skilled technician, so it does give us a great opportunity, especially, as we move forward, to try to manage the network and be able to provide everything we can to our schools.
Motion to approve these positions. Second.
Been moved and properly second that we approve the guidance and support services supervisor, the attendance supervisor, personnel administrator / supervisor, and the network administrator's, positions. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. Item number 4, approval of contract with Curriculum Associates for iReady in the amount of $160,000 $63,208 coming from the fiscal year 25 A&T funds.
So this will be, for our K-5 schools, but also include our sixth grade at Huxford. That way it's in one building, that they're doing the same things without them having to do something different. iReady is our diagnostic and our screening tool. It's required by the state that we have that in place. Okay. And then there's another item that we'll come to, that is related to 612, when we see the IXL item. Okay.
I have a motion.
Motion approved.
It's been moved and properly second that we approve the contract with Curriculum Associates for iReady in the amount of $163,208 paid for by the fiscal year 25 A&T funds. Item number 5, approval of purchase of library materials from Permabound for AC Moore Primary School in the amount of $55,998.89. The funding will,
Yes, so this is really a great part of how we're trying to complete AC Moore. They don't have a library, and this will give us a startup library for that school. So, it's a very specific quote for a very specific amount, but that gives us a really good opening day library. They will actually come in and shelve the books for us and work with our person that we're gonna hire as the media specialist at that school. So thank you.
may I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Been moved and properly second that we approve the purchase of library materials from Permabound for AC Moore Primary School in the amount of $55,998.89. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. Number 6, approval to renew annual Cognia membership in the amount of $16,800 from local funds.
So as you recall, Cognia is our accreditation system and support. So this gives us an opportunity to make sure that we stay in compliance, that we are accredited. So there's always a fee for that. That was part of our work that we did 2 years ago now.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that we approve the renewal of the annual Cognia membership in the amount of $16,800. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. Number 7, approval of repair of the audio system in the amount of $7,850 and the purchase of speaker, mics, and subwoofer in the amount of $8,145 for the Escambia County High School auditorium from Audio Plus. Funding from the fiscal year 24 A&T funds.
So if you've been in that auditorium, you know that the sound is not what we would hope it would be. So this actually repairs and then provides them that subwoofer, which will do enough sound out for the audience to be able to hear, and those mics that they need so desperately in that school. Do expect that there will be other Audio Plus items that we'll bring to you in the next meeting, but this is one that fixes the auditorium. Okay, for Escambia County High. We also have other needs at other schools.
They're like Logan High, it's horrible.
It is, and so during this time of graduations, we have been working with them to get the quotes that we need to make sure that everybody's in great shape for their auditoriums.
Motion?
Motion approved.
It's been moved and properly second for the approval of repair of the audio system in the amount of $7,850 and the purchase of speakers, mics, and subwoofers in the amount of $8,145 for the Escambia County auditorium from Audio Plus. All in favor? Someone by saying aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. Number 8, approval of the purchase of fire alarm system in the amount of $23,000 for the Flemington Middle School wing from Audio Plus, fiscal year 24, and A&T funds.
And again, this is, that, once we've completed that building, just making sure that the fire alarm system has been updated and
second, for the approval of the purchase of the alarm system in the amount of $23,000 for the Florenton Middle School wing from Audio Plus. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. Item number 9, approval of purchase of phonics curriculum program from 95% group in the amount of $15,017.
So this will be our tier 3 program for our summer learning with our students K-5. The alternative, you don't even want to tell, I need to tell you how much that costs. So we had a great proposal with them. This is something that the state recommended to our L&M supervisor for us to use this tier, part of tier 3's instruction in the summer learning. This is maybe,
This is local, yeah.
this is the
No, it's paid out of partly, it's gonna be a small part local, most of the state for us, as we did get some state money
for
census.
assessment.
So local and state.
I refer back to him because that was a note I didn't have. Yeah, we had earned some dollars on assessment and programs, so we have paid for that out of our own funds and out of ESSER, so we'll utilize those funds. Thank you for asking.
May I have a motion? Been moved and properly second with approval of the purchase of phonics curriculum program from 95% group in the amount of $15,017 paid for from our local and state funds. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. Item number 10, approval of contract with Apogee Incorporated for local mobile app and web development in the amount of $28,268.75, paid for from fiscal year 25 and A&T funds.
So, as you know, the website is something near and dear to me, that we are paying a lot of money for our current provider. So we had a team that looked at a couple of different programs from different companies, and this will give us the opportunity to cut our costs in half for the website. We have asked, so I had the IT team review those programs and make a recommendation, so the recommendation is Apogee, and it was our lowest proposed cost as well. Apogee offers a mobile app for free. The district and the school's sites are all bundled under student count versus per site cost, so we end up paying half of what we would currently pay. So we will make that move this summer, and we'll launch a brand new base. It's very friendly for the social media and the communication people do, which would be nice.
Good man.
We're looking at every dollar. Mr. Ford and I, we talk every day about money.
Been moved and properly second that we approve the contract with Apogee Incorporated for mobile app and web development in the amount of $28,268.75. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. Item number 11, approval of contract with Heinemann for the purpose of Do the Math Legacy 25-26 and Summer School 25 consumables in the amount of $72,112.61.
It's coming from our textbook funds and A&T. Thank you, Miss Sandy. Bear with me. We just had a couple that we had not wrapped up with. Mr. Ford and I both were attending meetings this week as well.
We have a motion to approve. Can we accept it? It's been moved and properly second that we approve the contract
I
with,
didn't get that, I'm sorry, who made the motion? Okay, second,
and
okay.
approval of contract with Hyman for the purchase of Do the Math Legacy 25-26 and Summer School 25 consumables in the amount of $72,112.61. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it and so ordered. Item number 12, approval to enter into contract with, what do we call this one, 40, IXL?
Yes.
IXL Learning for Educational Technology for Elementary School Services in the amount of $37,500 coming from the fiscal year 25 A&T funds.
Sorry, IXL is gonna be 612. Okay,
Yes.
so it's the opposite of the iReady, but it's for our middle school and our high school. It also provides the diagnostics and the screeners that we need, but it provides instructional lessons in reading and math, and in particular ACT prep, WorkKey prep, APAP prep. So it is a great resource for us at a very nice cost. As you notice, the difference we get 612 for, and iReady is a little higher. Yes. So we have, we made a decision, the curriculum team worked, together, evaluating the two programs, and decided IXL was a better fit for middle school, high school.
Motion to approve.
Been moved and properly second to approve the, enter the contract. Approve and, to enter into the contract with IXL Learning for Educational Technology for elementary school services in the amount of $37,500. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. Number 13, approval of a change order for W.S. Neal High School storm doors in the amount of $164,290.50.
So this will be paid from our lawsuit and local funds.
Local.
So, if you have any questions regarding that, that's in your packet.
Motion approved.
Second.
Been moved and properly second that we approve the approval of the change order for W.S. Neal High School storm doors in the amount of $164,290.50. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. Item 14, approval of contract with Innovative Behavioral and Counseling Services for behavior analytics consultation services for the 25-26 school year, paid out of the fiscal year 26 IDEA fund.
That's correct. So I was going to, I was looking around to see if Ms. Barnett was here, but this has been something that we added, currently that we have, and this is a continuation for next year. Haley Lumpkin has done a great job working with our schools and providing extra support in therapeutic settings as well.
Motion to approve.
It's been moved and properly second that we approve the contract for innovative behavioral and consulting services for behavior analytics consultation services for the 25-26 school year. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. Thank you so very, very much. Under our agenda item number 10, miscellaneous, approval of the payment of bills and payroll. It should be easy. Motion to approve. It's been moved and properly second that we approve of the payment of the bills and payroll. All in favor, let it be known.
second on that?
Excuse me.
Mr. Wilson.
Thank you.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, so ordered. Thank you again. We've come to personnel. We'll take a minute. Probably review what you've already reviewed and reviewed a couple of times. Take another minute. second that we approve the personnel recommendations as presented. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. Thank you so very much. Next item says executive session. We're gonna go into, may I have a motion? Oh, you're gonna read your statement?
Sure, I just, as counsel for the board, I'll certify that we need to go into executive session so that I can discuss potential litigation with the board. And then I know there's some expulsions on the agenda. Those items could also be handled in executive session due to the nature of discussing the minor child.
May I have a motion to go into executive session? Is that moving properly? Can I say? Moving properly, second that we go into executive session. I'm gonna guess an hour.
That sounds reasonable. I'm honestly not sure the exact time because I don't know how long. My purposes would be about 10, 15 minutes with regard to the litigation, but the hearing, the expulsion, I'm not sure.
Okay, since we have some heavy lifting to do, I'm gonna say we'll probably be in executive session for about an hour.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna ask.
I think we stay here for this,
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna ask all who are, guests to please, allow us to space. And do I need to reopen our public meeting as for?
Yes.
We need a motion to continue our public meeting agenda.
Move we reconvene our regular meeting.
So it's been moved and properly second that we reconvene our regular meeting. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Under our next item for consideration, it says, number one, recommendation for the expulsion of a Escambia County school student for a period of up to 1 calendar year for violation of the Escambia County System Board Policy, Student Code of Conduct. The superintendent will allow students to receive educational services through the Escambia County Virtual School.
This will also include that the student receives their diploma upon successful completion of all coursework.
We do all these at one time, or need to do them separately? Okay.
May I have a motion concerning the same? The superintendent's recommendation. Did you hear?
I did, hold on just a second. Student will receive diploma.
Yes, based on successful completion of coursework.
Okay, motion? Was there a motion?
No, may I have a motion concerning the superintendent's recommendation?
Motion to approve.
It's been moved and properly second that we approve the superintendent's recommendation on recommendation or student number one. Number two, student number two. Oh, I'm sorry. Going to get ahead of myself. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay.
Nay.
Do we need to take a roll call? Very good.
One nay, correct?
Recommendation number two, recommendation for the expulsion of an Escambia County High School student for a period of up to 1 calendar year for violation of the Escambia County System Board Policy / student conduct. The superintendent will allow the student to receive educational services through county virtual school.
This also will include receiving their diploma based on successful completion of coursework.
Motion to accept the superintendent's recommendation.
Been moved and properly second that we accept the recommendation of our superintendent concerning recommendation number 2. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. Recommendation number 3. Recommendation for the expulsion of a Escambia County High School student for a period of up to 1 calendar year for violation of the Escambia County Board, System Board Policy / Student Code of Conduct. The superintendent will allow the student to receive educational services through Escambia County Virtual School.
And this will include receiving their diploma upon successful completion of coursework.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Been moved and properly second that we accept the recommendation of the superintendent concerning recommendation number 3. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. Ayes have it, and so ordered. Is there any other business we need to
We do need to set our
schedule?
next meeting.
Our next meeting?
I know I proposed the 8th, then I proposed the 12th, because I heard about the academic all-stars were taking place, so I moved it to the Monday. Could we please go back to the 8th and meet in Atmore? That way we'll be just right down the road from the Rotary where the academic all-stars will be, and we can meet at 4:30. I think it'll be a very short meeting. We don't anticipate, now we'll skip the workshop, okay? I'll give you a break this month. We'll skip the workshop if we can meet the 8th, it's a Thursday. And then that way, what we'll be facing is some non-renewals, but also we need to hire for summer school. So, those are just, I think it'll be mostly personnel. I think it'll be a very brief meeting on the 8th. The 8th.
May
Wow.
the 8th.
You can't make it.
At
So
Atmore.
it's Atmore, the academic all-stars are at the Rotary at 6 o'clock, so if we have our meeting at 4.
Escambia County High School is Rotary, so we'll
Yes.
be close by.
Perfect, we'll be close by, so we could do it at the Atmore Central Office at 4:30. Yes, sir, and we'll skip our board work session, because I don't think we'll have a ton of items on there. I think we'll have just maybe 1 or 2, but mostly it'll be personnel, so it should be a very brief meeting, we can head right over to the high school.
Academic All-Stars is at 6 at the high school.
Ma'am?
At the high school.
Academic All-Stars,
Is
6
at
o'clock.
6 o'clock at the high school. Rotary is managing that, Ms. Steedman.
It's the Rotary Club
Hosting it.
Academic
Yes,
All-Stars.
ma'am.
is
Yes,
what
ma'am.
they- And
Okay.
they recognize students from,
Oh, so we do have it, we have it back at Atmore at the high school. right?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
good.
It was at the church last year, we had
Yeah.
parking issues and challenges.
yeah,
Yes, this is
and it's
wonderful.
back at the high school.
Good.
They recognize 9th through 12th grade students from Apple Christian School, Escambia Academy,
Northview.
ECHS, and Northview, so,
It's a nice event,
yeah.
to recognize our kids. So
That's
4:30 on
Six.
May the 8th, I'll put it in your newsletter this week, we'll change it back to, we'll move it to Atmore, 4:30 on the 8th, and then we can go over to the All-Stars for those that can attend.
All minds clear?
Yes.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Wait.